Good afternoon, crap to cream. Bottom shed, playing around with or starting to do the rebuild on the engine, which you can see behind me down there. So today I'm just going to put the core plugs back in. So relatively straightforward, simple job. To get the old ones out, I just drill them and flick them out with a screwdriver. Maybe drill them 2 or 3 times and then flick them out. So I bought the new ones and they're there sitting on top of the engine block, which hopefully you can see now. Go. So what I do is I have a wire brush fitting that I put in the end of the drill, and I just go in here and give them a bit of a clean up. It cleans all the debris out, as well as moves the engine trolley. So I use my trusty sealant here. Not paid by them or anything, whatever. So this is the stuff I use. Not the cheapest stuff on the market, but it works. So I just put a small ring around the inside of the edge here. I'll do these 3 on the top first, and this is, as it was described before by someone else, involves some percussive maintenance. I have done these before without, so I use a ball peen hammer and then I put it in the middle and I give it a good belt. You can tell by the sound of them that they're home. I might as well do the 4th one while I'm there. Move that out of the way, and then just put a little sprinkle of this in the inside of here. I have tried other stuff, but yeah, as I said before, it doesn't really work. Well, some of it has worked and a lot of it hasn't. So that's how I ended up in this place with this stuff. So yeah, all in, and I'll just punch this one in. So make sure I've got the yak on the inside wherever my light's gone. I always struggle finding my light. Yeah, just needs a little bit more down the bottom corner there. So while I have replaced these on the engine in the car, the one behind here, behind the back plate, is very difficult to get to. Well, it's impossible to get to, really, with the engine and gearbox in place. So it's good to get this one right. So same deal. really good if the trolley, the engine stand didn't move. Okay, that's all of them done. All 4 done. So I will also put some other stuff. I'll also put some other stuff on this video, so this won't be the only segment on this, but this is just the bit I'm doing right now because yeah, had a bit of free time this afternoon. Alright, so there will be more to follow. Good morning. So I have returned now and I'm now going to put the crankshaft in and measure the crankshaft end float. So I do this dry, and I've tried to get all the little bits and pieces in the right place so that when I put things together it just sort of rolls together and shouldn't take too long. I don't like making long videos because you get a bit bored halfway through. So I've got my workshop manual there which tells me that it's 95 Newton meters for the center cap, well, for all the big end caps. I've got all new shells in there now, which I have put in. I've tapped them all in, make sure they're level with a plastic mallet, which you can see over there. These are all 20 thou oversize, right? So the crankshaft is 20 thou undersize. The thrust washers are still the standard size. All right. So I'll try and put it all together now and give you a bit of a talk through as I do it. Alright, so I'll put the crankshaft in. So this is all a bit first time, so I'm hoping it all works out. So I'll push the crankshaft one way now, so I can get the thrust washer in on one side easily. So the bottom 2 haven't got the tabs on them, and the grooves here, they face the crankshaft because they allow the oil to flow. So one's a loaded washer and one's an unloaded washer. Now because I'm putting the engine back together again, I'm going to move the unloaded side, the loaded side to the unloaded side, so that, and the load goes this way because the clutch pedal puts the load on the crankshaft as you apply the pedal pressure. So make sure this faces the crankshaft, and you can just place that one in. Falls in there, and then you can move the crankshaft that way. So this, again, the grooves, they face that way. So you can put that one in. That's a good sign for a kickoff. It just dropped in. Now you have these 2, and again, so you want to make sure that you got the front goes to the front of the engine, so it wants to go on that way. And that wants to be the loaded one, goes on there because that's replacing, it's going on now on the unloaded side. And then this one goes that way round and goes on there like so, and then you can place that in position like this. Because of the clearances it won't drop out, and you can give the bit of percussive maintenance, as has been pointed out to me before. So give the crankshaft a tap, so that settles the thrust washers and makes sure everything's square in the centre, so you get the right measurement. Now I'll put the two bolts in on the centre cap. Quickly and as efficiently as possible. Alright, and I don't turn the crankshaft when it's like this because I don't want to score, because there's no lubrication on anything. So I'll get my little trusty torque wrench out. Set to 95 Newton meters. You can see that. that's that tight. And now I will put my magnetic DTI on the end of the crankshaft. So I put the crankshaft nut in so that it gives you a surface to go against. It's easy to go against. Alright, I'll just move that in a little bit. Make sure everything's tight so that the readings all stay. So then give the clock a couple of flicks just to make sure that it's consistently reading. Put that at 0. And I'll get my screwdriver. Put it down the web of the crankshaft here, and I can go all one way. That's 0, and then go back the other way. And I should have around 4 to 5 thou. 4 to 5 thousandths of an inch. So I've got 4 there, so I'll do it again. That's at 0, and that's dead on 5 thou. Back to 0. Back to 5 thou. So that also tells me that the crankshaft isn't tight in the bearing, and that I have the between 4 to 5 thou end float. So that's that check now. So I now can put the rest of the caps on, and well, what I will do, right, is I'll take the center cap off and I'll lubricate everything now. Now I know what the end float is. So what I could do now, right, is I could get plastic gauge and check all these, but these shells were already 20 thou undersize and they were fine, and I know that yeah, crankshaft moves. So I'm not going to bother putting the plastic gauge on them to check the bearing clearances. All I wanted to make sure was that the end float was right with the thrust washer. So that's been checked now, so that's the end of that, and that should make a relatively short video. Thank you for subscribing, thank you for all the comments, and the next stage I will be building up the remainder of the crankshaft. It'll all be lubricated, and then I'll be putting the pistons in. So I won't be doing that on this video, that'll be done in the next video. So this one now I will finish off doing this. I'll put all the bearing caps on, lubricate everything up, not in that order obviously, lubricate everything, put all the bearing caps on, check that our crankshaft turns freely, and then I will turn the engine the other way up and I'll start putting the pistons in. When I put all the rings on the pistons, of course, and check the gaps, the ring gaps in the bores, because it all has been rebored and I've got new pistons, so I've got to check all the piston gaps, piston ring gaps. Alright, so that'll do for this video. Don't think there's anything else right now. Nope. So yeah, thank you very much indeed for watching. Thank you very much for watching what I do, and the comments are already positive, and yeah, I think that's about it. I'll just say bye for now. So here I am back again so soon. So I just thought I would show you the end result. So I've liberally lubricated all the main bearing journals with assembly fluid. Again, I am not sponsored or anything, I just use this because it's good stuff. And yeah, so I've done that. I've tightened it all up to 95 Newton meters, and just so that you can see, so the crankshaft turns just by the weight of the spanner on the crankshaft. So there you go, that's beautiful. Alright, so that's all done up now, and now I'll turn the engine over and I'll do all the ring gap checks and things like that, but that won't be on this video. All right, so that was just a little bit of a finale just to show you that it worked. I didn't, no fiddling around, just a little bit of yeah, liberally lubricated and tightened it all up. And yeah, so yeah, thank you again, and I'll just say a final bye for now.